When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
Ciao and welcome back to Pastamore, Pasta with Love. I'm Chef Joe Melly and welcome back once again to another exciting and informative video from yours truly. So today we are flipping the script on Pastamore. Obviously, almost every time we do a video, it's with Italian-based dishes. However, we are still in the Pastamore vein because we are doing a pasta of sorts. We're doing a noodle of sorts, but we are flipping the script and going Asian. That's right. So we are taking some kind of unusual ingredients today, but we are also incorporating pasta dough in the form of what's called Biang Biang noodles. Now, if you don't know what Biang Biang noodles are, they also have another name. They have a popular name called Bang Bang noodles. These are the noodles that we take and we bang on the table and we pull and we stretch until we have a very thin, long noodle that's going to be part of our dish. How exciting is that? So, before that, let me tell you about the sauce we're going in with our noodles. It's called Mekong Duck. So we are going to, separately from the dough, we're going to make a separate sauce using duck breast. Okay, so the very, very first thing I need to do before I touch dough, I have a boneless 10-ounce duck breast here. What I want to do is I want to remove this skin off of here, and you just simply peel it back. And then what I'm going to do, I'm not cooking the duck with the skin on. I'm going to roast the skin separately, and that's going to create some cracklings later on to garnish our finished dish with. So I have our duck breast, okay? So now that is boneless, skinless. I'm going to take this, and I have a pan with a wire rack. I'm going to spread that over the rack, and that's going right in to a 400-degree oven, and we're just going to let that cook. That's going to render some fat, which we can use later in our sauce, and it's going to make crispy cracklings like chicharron, if you all know what that is. So for now, I'm going to put that duck breast aside. We'll deal with that in a minute. I want to go back to the dough that we're going to make. So very, very simple ingredients. This is not like a pasta dough in the fact that it's basically like 4 ingredients. Okay, there's no egg in this dough. I have 400 grams of bread flour, okay, and that's going in my mixer. Now, why do we use bread flour? Because it has more gluten. It's more highly structured, so this is going to help in the stretchability of the dough. So to that, I am going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and then just to slightly flavor the dough, 1 and 2. Okay, that's good. And I have some oil. I have 12 ounces of warm water, okay, and this is going to be 2 teaspoons of regular canola oil. This oil will help to also give that a nice smooth stretchability structure. So now I'm going to turn this on. Let that salt get mixed into the dough, and I'm going to pour in this. Okay, good. We'll use that later on. So now, we're going to let this mix, and then it's going to come together. If you remember the dough from last week, we had yeast in there, and it puffed up, and we had to let it proof. This is not about proofing. This is about mixing, kneading, and resting. So we are going to mix it until it comes together. Take it out. Knead it for 5 minutes. Okay. Then we're going to wrap it. We're going to let it rest 30 minutes. Then we repeat that. After the first 30 minutes, we unwrap it, knead it again, wrap it, rest it 30 minutes. After that second rest, that's when we are going to divide it into 6 pieces. And then I'm going to show you, we're going to roll it out into 6-inch by 3-inch strips, or maybe 12-inch by 3-inch strips. And then we're going to start to pull and stretch, and that'll be kind of fun later on. Now that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see all that dough on the dough hook and kneading it. This is going to develop that gluten. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is get a little flour on my hands. And we're going to take this dough right out of here like that. Push this out of the way. Take our dough, okay, so now we are going to knead. So this is important. We have to do this for like 5 minutes. You can set your clock or not. The important part is that it will, let me get my dough scraper here. This is one of my favorite ingredients, or my favorite tools, is the bench scraper. So, and it's going to be a very, very smooth, elastic dough. So, if this is something that you want to try, just remember that it's not an exact science, it's all about feel. So you want the dough to come together, still soft and supple, but not sticky and tacky. So, what I've got here is this beautiful, smooth dough right now, and I'm going to wrap it, let it rest 30 minutes, and then we will, actually I'm going to have 2 kneading and 2 rest periods, okay? So, now, and then what we'll do is, after the next rest period, we're going to come back here, we're going to work entirely on the sauce, okay? And then, the last thing we do is stretch our dough, because as you pull it and stretch it, it goes right into boiling water, it gets cooked, and it gets tossed with the sauce immediately. Okay? So stay right there. We'll be back in 60 minutes with the next steps to this recipe. But you won't even miss a beat. Okay, we're back, and our dough has rested. And so now, before we do that, let's take a look at our duck skin, our cracklings. So you can look and see, right? Look at that. That's beautiful, crispy. I'm going to pour off some of this fat right into my wok here. And then I'm going to put this in just for a few more minutes so that we can let that duck, I want it as crisp as it can be. Alright, so we are going back to the dough now. What we're going to do, it has rested twice, okay? So now, now what we're going to do is I'm going to knead it one more time. So look at how firm, elastic. This is rested nicely. It's responding. Okay, so now what I do here is I am going to take my rolling pin, and so now we're going to roll this into basically a rectangle. So I need to get probably 6 portions out of here. At least, okay? So, I want to keep shaping this into a rectangle, just to keep that shape alive here, while we keep rolling it out. And then, once we have our rectangle shape, so we're just about to where we need to be. Alright. So now I am going to cut this in half and then into thirds. So each of these sections is going to turn into a noodle. Okay, so I want to basically get these. And now what we do is, before we, so this is kind of a long process. You can do this the day before. So now I have a tray here. I am going to, first of all, I'm going to brush my tray with oil. And then I'm going to brush each of these with some oil. I'm going to do that right here. This is just canola oil. And then do the other side. This will keep these from drying out. And then at this point, this can be done the day before, because the longer these rest, the better they are for the next day for pulling and stretching. It's the resting period in between that makes these easier to stretch. Okay, so now I would, at this point, I'm going to wrap them. Okay, so these now are going in the fridge. They're going to rest overnight. So fortunately, as with all other doughs, I have some dough that had been prior resting. So I have here one of my rested doughs from yesterday. And I'm going to leave that right there because in a minute I want to show you, I want to also start getting ready for the sauce. So I have here, you remember our duck breast. We're going to switch back to the sauce. Now I am going to just slice this into thin pieces. Because these are going to get stir-fried in our wok. And we make our sauce and we can shut it off. Okay, so now the first thing that I have here, obviously, are my, I'm going to give it a little salt, right? Season. And then these are going into my preheated, and I'm going to add a touch more oil. Okay. So, we are going to go in with our duck. Let them cook on one side. We're going to flip. Let's move this into there we go. So I want you to see what's happening here. Okay, we have our duck breast. And now, let me talk about the other ingredients. I have garlic and ginger. I have Thai chilies, cilantro, scallions, sliced grape tomatoes. We have bean sprouts. We have bok choy, baby bok choy, French green beans, a little chicken stock, Maggi seasoning, sesame oil, and one of my favorite ingredients, these are little dried shrimp that we are going to be, they're going to be like almost little shrimp crackers that we're going to sprinkle on the top as a garnish. Very cool. Alright, so now I'm going to put a little sesame oil in here. Okay. And now I'm going in with my garlic and ginger. My Thai chilies. And we're going to let that cook so it's all becoming aromatic. Okay? I wish you could smell this right now. Already amazing. So, what's next? Oh, let's talk about Maggi's. Maggi's is a seasoning that has a lot of umami. It's kind of like a soy base, but not quite as salty. It's a little more beefier, and it's used a lot in Asian cooking. In the restaurant business, we love Maggi's. Maggi's is a great seasoning. Things taste good, and you don't know why they taste good. It's just that umami background. So this is going to be the basis for our sauce. All right. So now I've got my my tomatoes going in, my bok choy, my green beans. So these were blanched and shot before they went in, meaning boiling water, rapidly boiling, plunge them in for 2 to 3 minutes, shock them in ice water so that they don't take that long to cook. So, now we're tossing, and that aroma is amazing. Let's see, where are we going next? We're going to go in with a little chicken stock. Beautiful. We're going to go in with our Maggi's. Once I figure out how to open this, we'll be good to go. So we want a good amount. This is going to be the chief flavoring agent in our sauce. So I would say probably about a half a cup. All right, and then we're going to let. I'm not going to add our cilantro, scallions, or bean sprouts yet. I'm going to let all these other things continue to cook and create that sauce. Beautiful. Okay, so let's, I'm going to push this up here. So I want to go back to our noodles. So we've got here our strip of noodle dough. So I put this down on the table, and what I'm going to do is take my bench scraper, and with the ends of it, I'm not going to go all the way to the end, but I'm going to score this right down the middle, but not cut through. Okay? Not sure if you can see that. I made a line. Okay, so now what we do is we take our two fingers here and we just pull until it's about shoulder length, and then we start this. So we keep snapping, and you can see it's getting longer and longer. Thus the word bang bang, okay? So now that we've got this, as far as we can stretch it, right, we put it down, and we're going to grab this right in the middle, and we're going to pull apart. So right now, you can see we have these noodles that are basically one circular noodle, and we're going to repeat that. Okay? So once again, I have my dough. I'm going to score this. I'm going to roll this out a little bit. All right. And now I'm going to score it. So again, I have my score down the middle. Then I am going to take and start pulling until it's shoulder length. And then snap, snap, snap. And thus keep pulling. Okay? And it stays together. If it breaks, just pick it up and continue. So that's about as far as my arms will go. So now again, I put it down. I pick it up in the middle where I scored. And now we're going to pull apart. Okay, so now let me get my water to rapidly boiling. And as soon as it is, those go in. And then we're going to toss it in our sauce. Now we're going to go back and add our cilantro, scallions. We'll save a little for the top. We're going to put our bean sprouts. Okay, good. So now I want to just get in here and get some of this sauce. So, oh my God, it's so good. It's got a little kick from those Thai chilies. Okay, we put 3 of those in there, chopped up. Okay, and if you are familiar with Asian cuisine, you'll know that it's a very healthy cuisine. So what we do is we have a lot of vegetables. We didn't overcook them. We didn't cook out the nutrients. We left a lot of the crunch in here, okay? And then we have this beautiful sauce. And then we're going to have to, here's our bowl for service. I'm going to put that right close by. Our water is boiling, so let's pick these up and go right in. We have our noodles. So that batch makes quite a bit, okay? I have my dried shrimp. Oh, let's take our duck skin. Perfect timing. Timer's going off. Got a little more of that juice going right in here. Why not? And we're going to take this so here's our crunchy, a little hot, okay? And we're going to dice it up. So that's going to go on top with our dried shrimp as garnish. And we're going to let these noodles cook until they float. And we're going to drag those into here, give it a toss, plate it up, and then garnish it, and then it will be lunchtime. This is exciting. This is a first here on Pastamore that we actually went out of our comfort zone, stepped into some Asian cuisine, and really we didn't just do like fried rice. We did a technically challenging dish that if you feel up to it, I think you should try it. We did do this once at a class at Cook Shop, and it came out amazing. So this is, I just have to go in here again and so good. Alright, noodles are good. Then I come back over here and we're going to drag these into here and we're going to give this a toss. Okay, beautiful. Get our tongs. And we're going to go right into here. And right on top. Shut this off. Now, here's our duck cracklings on top. And our crunchy dried shrimp. So, this is your Mekong Duck with Biang Biang noodle. If you are feeling adventurous and you want to give it a shot, I will post the recipe as usual on my Pastamore page. And hopefully, so the next time I see you, what we're going to do is we're going to do pasta dishes in honor of the Olympics. So we're going to be doing one from Milano and one from Cortina. So that's in the next coming weeks. So probably in a week's time we'll do one from Milano, and then the next week we'll do one from Cortina. But until then, you should try this dish. It's absolutely amazing. I hope to see you all, some of you, at my classes coming up in Farmington on the 11th of February. Don't forget to check out that website at the Farmington Adult Education. Otherwise, you can still contact me for a home class, and, you know, hopefully we'll see each other soon. I miss you all. Grazie tante. I don't know how to say that in Chinese, so enjoy, buon appetito. Ciao, ciao.